It's Tekken time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the Storm Collectibles Tekken 7 Devil Jin. It's been a while since I dipped my toes into the pool of Storm Collectibles, and it's been even longer since they released something from Tekken. That's not my fault though. But Devil Jin is one cool, demonic looking character, super powerful, and in the entire lore of Tekken, yes, I actually care about the lore. I love all the demonic forms of Jin and Kazuya and whatnot. So I definitely have to get this guy. Let's have a look at the figure. And the excitement is gone. Okay, it's not that bad, but oof, I have a lot to say about this one. He stands at about 19 centimeters to the top of the hat. If you're going to the back of the hat, that would be like almost 20, and for your inches, that means he's going up to 7 point almost 5, and I'd say 7.8 again. To the back of the hair, size comparisons. Here's Jolter, the SH Figure Arts Son Goku, Naka Michelangelo, the regular Jin from Storm Collectibles, Ultra Street Fighter 2's Evil Ryu, and Darkseid. Okay, so let's get into this right away. The first thing I'm just gonna say, I hate the wings. They just make no sense to me. First and foremost, the way they hang off like regularly out of the box, that makes no, it just, wings don't look like this. It's like cut up over here, and yes, you can move them out, but even if you do that, like in this angle, it still kind of like goes like, it's so sharp and so, like, this part is too straight and this part is just kind of like too short maybe. And then if you pull them out, it looks like that, and again, I don't think it makes sense. So, how to fix it? Personally, I would have said, if you want to keep it like this, and maybe angle this one a little bit more, or make it go higher up, like connect it on the top here. Like even if I move it all the way up, now we have a hole over there, so that doesn't make any sense. But personally, I think they should have made it, this part go higher up, and maybe a little not so straight. Or if you want to make it so straight, then make it also bigger in the back, so it can bring it up to this maybe, and then, I don't know. But what they should have done, if the wings are just kind of like more relaxed, you should have just made a different piece. You have the combination, you have the connection in the back over here. Wouldn't have been a problem to take this off, get another set of wings, and just kind of make this a lot more rounded, and maybe go a little bit forward, so it would even look a lot cooler for like the regular poses. As it is right now, I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, they do have a good paint job on there, I love the shading on it, but that's about it. The way the things look and how they function, I'm not a fan. Now, to the figure itself, first and foremost, let's have a look at the face, which is kind of hard to do with all the hair in front of it. I love all the demonic symbols on there. That's really something that always got me about Devil Jin. I think it looks so cool and evil, but just a big fan of it overall. You do have the horns, but you have also some dry brushing on there to make it stand out, and the hair itself and the face itself actually looks pretty good. Now we got the entire body sculpt. I mean, he is shredded. It's insane. However, I feel like the chest is a little bit too narrow. Maybe that's because they left out all this space over here for the articulation. But, I don't know. Let's see. Regular Jin? Yeah, he looks a lot. I feel like he looks a bit bigger. Right? Right? Because the cut isn't so deep over here. So, they kind of effed that up. The torso looks very clean, but once again, there's no cut. Going back to regular Jin, you have like a cut for the articulation, but you don't have that here. There is articulation under them, but that also doesn't work. Now another can of worms I want to open up. The chains. They have just been completely molded in black and painted somewhat. Like, obviously there's gray paint and you know it's chains, but what's with all the black in there? Why not use like real chains? That would have been awesome. Maybe a little bit too much ask considering you would have had to use a lot of it. But these plastic chains, again, just really don't do it for me. The same goes for the pants, because half of it is black, and that just makes no sense because that's not how chains work. All the black part is where there should be holes. So that's another L for me. Then we got the symbols in the front of the chest, also look very good, and we got some more detail in the back where the wings are growing out. Is this supposed to be painted on? You know, it would have been nice if they would have molded that on, I guess. But maybe now I'm asking for too much. Got the Kazama logo, kind of Kazama family logo, I guess. And then we have, I'm just laying him down real quick because he's tired. No, because the fist's disconnected. But these gauntlets look amazing. The mold on it is absolutely gorgeous, and then you also have like a little bit of gold dry brushing. Just a teeny tiny bit also for like the spike over here. Man, it really gives it a nice shine to it, and really well done. Same with the fists, you have like his claws in there, which we'll have a look at later once we get to the open hands, and some more dry brushing, and like some more line work that makes it look like he's all infected and whatnot by evilness. And down to the pants, which are nicely molded. You see like the texture in there, looks awesome. And the fire, I mean, on the paint, this figure is so goddamn clean, it's amazing. Like really going down also to the shoes, have some more gray in there, some, I don't know, some bolts. But yeah, overall it's very clean and the mold is good, but man, there are some things that just aren't right. Now for the articulation, I'm gonna start off at my favorite part again, the wings. So we have this hinge, you can just move this out while it's just connected. And you have another hinge in the back, so you can bring it back and forth and also rotate it on there. What I hate about it as well is that it just kind of stands out weirdly. Why did they connect it in that part? It would have been better if it would have been a little bit higher up. You cannot tilt it up. It's always like this, and it's kind of pissing me off. I already tried to like instinctively move it, and then it just kind of pops out. The wings. Okay, for the head articulation, it does go to the back, it does go forward nicely, and you do really have to stretch the neck a little bit. You all have the soft plastic kind of going over it, but it works. It's like a dumbbell joint, like a long one. And then we have the shoulder, which is just on a ball inside of it, so you can rotate it, you can bring it back and forth. It's nicely covered up, and you can also obviously rotate it. There you have the hinge, where you got most of the movement out of that. And then you also have a bicep swivel if it would move along with the rest of the arm. Thank you very much. You do have that. It's really stiff, but I guess he's also super muscular. Have the double hinged elbow where the gauntlet kind of gets in the way. But by the way, everything on this figure is soft plastic. None of these things, none of these horns or the hair is going to break off. That's not an issue. Also, this is floaty, so you can take it off if you want to. There's some more interesting detail in the gauntlet, in the glove, in the fist. That's very cool. But you do also have a ball hinge in the fist area, so you can move that back and forth, and also can be used as a swivel. Now, the chest area. Okay, let me move this back real quick so I get a good grip at it, because there you go. So, I mean, it moves forward oh so slightly, but now the chest is all kind of smushed and looks even worse. So I don't get the idea behind that. Now trying to move him backwards is gonna be even more annoying with the wings and whatnot. Can I even Okay, I guess that's as much as I get it back. I don't know. So, don't do that. Just go back to this. Have a cut. Yeah, you know, this looks great. I get it. And I'm always, you know, I'm all for it, having like a cleaner look and sacrificing some articulation. But this just doesn't work. Especially with the wings, it's so hard to reach and even do anything with it. So I don't like it. Please don't do that anymore. And then the hip part, that one is super nimble, but very much too nimble. Well, it does stay in place, but it's not, I wish... I hope it doesn't get even looser, because at that point he will just fall over all the time with his wings. But yeah, also it's kind of short, as you can tell. Yeah, it just kind of stops over there. You do leave some gaps. It's okay, I guess, but still, I don't know. It's some weird issues. Then the leg moves up quite nicely, out to the side, to the back. Can also rotate it. Oh, don't make that noise. Rotate it on the fly. Ugly noises. Double hinged knees. Looks pretty good, actually. And they have the entire knee molded. Nice. Big fan of that. And then the foot is barely existent. Like the pants, with all the soft plastic we have in the figure, the pants are completely hard. So that does not move around a single bit. While you do have a little bit of wriggle motion, little bit of forward, and a little bit of back. And you also have a toe hinge. But yeah, that's about it. Alright, and the accessories are also not great. I mean, they look good, but there's not a lot of them. You have like a yelling face and an angry gritting teeth face, even though the eyes seem to barely change about them. So he just looks mildly annoyed. Then we have these kind of claw hands, and once again, oof. The dry brushing on these claws. So freaking beautiful. You have these kind of fingers and these kind of open claw hands, and that's about it. Final thoughts, and oh my god, this is a weird one. I mean, the look, the mold, and the paint are so good. Oh my god, it's so cool. But it's so dumb, like the wings and some of the articulation points that just not work, and the chains. I mean, from afar, the chains don't look that bad, but Jesus Christ, I would have killed for some real chain on there. And other than that, it's Storm Collectibles, and I say that because I used to collect a lot of Storm Collectibles, but recently I have slowed my output way down for two reasons. Because they keep releasing random things that I don't care about, and I wish they would have just continued the Tekken line, the Mortal Kombat line, the Street Fighter line, or like the Darkstalkers line, or any of the other 5 billion lines they started. And also, for whatever reason, Storm Collectibles decided at some point that every release they do has to be like $100 or at least close to it, or sometimes over it. And I just fail to see why. I know I'm venting a little bit over here, but yeah, this one is a 50-50. If you don't care about the wings or you want to take them off anyway, you can do that, by the way. You can't just pop them off, then you have some big holes in the back. You can do that. But if you're not bothered by the wings or like some of the not so great articulation or the chains, then go ahead. But for everybody else, I cannot recommend this one because it is expensive, and some of the choices of it are just so weird that it's pissing me off. This figure it should be better. It should be better, and if these things were fixed, it would have been 10 out of 10. One of the best figures I ever reviewed. I'm not even kidding, and that's kind of so hard for me to give it a negative. That's gonna do it though. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Devil Jin wants.